Good morning, early birds. How are you? What the heck? Are you kidding me? Is she like nearly on time? Cannot possibly be. I got my video shorter so that I can put my email ticker up there. If you are looking, because today is Phonics Day, kids, and if you are looking for any of the worksheets, make sure you email me. There's my email, Feravich, F as in Frank, E-R-A, V as in Victor, I-C-H. What is going on? At healthymindbodyspirit.net. And there is my, wait, hold on, wait for it. www.healthymindbodyspirit.net. I don't update that website as often as I should. That's because I am here and so busy with you doing the thing that I love doing most, and that is teaching. That's it. That's what I love doing most. As much as everybody else wants to put me in a different category, probably just like you, right? Probably just like you. They want you to be this, or they want you to be that. And all you are is you. That's it. That's all you are. Just you. Just like me. That's all I am. I'm just me. But not you, but me. You're me for you. Get it? I was cleaning up here, kids, and I was sweeping up before I got on, and I literally had to show you what I'm sweeping up, which I didn't realize. I didn't even realize. Do you know what I'm sweeping up here? Well, I'll tell you. I'll give you a clue. Oh, how could you possibly know? You can't even see. Well, I'll give you a clue, right? It fell from the flowers. But what is it? I'm sorry. It looks like I have to get some of it in the dust in order to really collect. But no, I don't think it is, because I always wipe that off. What is it? What is that? What is that? Do you know? It looks to me. Look at it in my nail over here, this nail over here. Oh no, it's all over my keyboard. What is that? It looks to me like my keyboard is going to be planting these flowers. And because why? Because why? Because look at all of those seeds. Those are seeds. Those are the seeds. I was like, because I'm like, the flowers, they still look like they are supposed to, but look. Look at this. Look at inside. Can you see? Okay, let me show you something else. Look at inside this one. What do you see? What's different? Do you know what's different? Can you see what's different? Well, this still has the seeds inside, and this one does not. They're all gone. This one still does. Can you see? I'll put them side by side. It's not like I can't do this. You can do it, Annette. Put them side by side. You can do it. Now hold them still. You don't need to see your face. Okay, look at. Can you see the difference now? Well, if you turn it the right way. Look at that. Can you see the difference now? Now, can you see the difference? I'll put it closer. Now, can you see the difference? And these, they're turning brown, aren't they? Yellow, brown. They're looking kind of sad a little bit because they're about ready to fall off all on top of my little Mini organ, whatever you call this thing. Organ, piano, whatever you call it. So, you caught me in the middle of sweeping up is what I said. I was sweeping up, and then I realized that what I'm sweeping up are thousands of seeds. Thousands of seeds. And that's the reason why this plant grows so fast. This plant is called a perennial. And we're going to talk about that if I remember to talk about it next week on Wednesday in our science class, right? And perennials come back every year. So sometimes we call them weeds because they keep coming back. And what's the difference between a perennial flower that I clipped like this and brought in my house and a weed? What's the difference? Do you know? Between a perennial plant, oh my gosh, seriously. Did you see this? Look at that. It's caught right there. Can you believe that? Look at that. That nickel fell right in that crack. There we go. So what's the difference between a perennial flower and a weed? Do you know? Nothing. Nothing. I'll say it again. What's the difference between a perennial flower that comes back every year and a weed? Nothing. Except, she did it. She said except. She said nothing, nothing, nothing. And then she said except. Well, except for the fact that the difference is that you want the perennial and you don't want the weed. Do you think maybe you might want a lawn filled with dandelions? Beautiful yellow and green lawn. Have you ever seen a field filled with dandelions? They're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. And not only that, but you can make dandelion wine out of it, right? Did you see that? Watch. Look at. It's like winter. It's like Christmas. Christmas and seeds. Did you see that? Isn't that so interesting and cool? So if you wanted a field full of, or a lawn full of dandelions because you thought it was beautiful, your dandelions would no longer be weeds. I need to go plant these. I need to go spread them is what I want to do. So let me go. Well, no, I don't. I'll do that a little bit later on. I don't have to go spread those right now because I don't know where I want to spread them. Look at that. Oh, they're flying all over the place. And that's what these will do as well, won't they? They'll fly all over the place, won't they? So they don't need the bees to pollinate these flowers. Bees usually pollinate flowers and birds get the nectar way down deep inside that flower. But these, remember we said sometimes they pollinate by blowing in the wind. And these would be those that, look at that. See? Can you believe that? All those seeds, look at those. Thousands and thousands of seeds. Yeah, and I got to decide where I want to plant these because it's a weed. That is a weed. Most people pull those. But as I told you, I didn't pull them. I don't pull them because, I don't pull them because I wanted to see what they look like. Number one, I had so much mischief on my property with people just trying to make it a mess because they're jealous. Karen, you're just jealous. I know. And her name is Karen. She's a Karen. I know. It's so weird. Anyway, and so I wanted to see what they look like, right? I don't even dare move because I know, and I clipped these just the other day, and now that's all falling because it's time for their seeds to fall, apparently. I'll go clip some more out there, but they're going to fall apart with their seeds in a very, very short time. But in a way, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because what it ends up doing is on the inside, it just ends up being green, and then they stay looking like that for a very, very long time. The only reason why I put new ones in there was because I knew that they were going to die out there, right? So I figured it was time to give me some new ones. That's the reason why. Look at, I still have all this. Can you see all those seeds all over our money that we were counting yesterday? Let's go ahead and get started. Oh, there's a thing about perennials, though. Remember that Wigglia plant that I had out there, that purple, the purple flowers that I had there? That's a bush that is like a weed. It grows so fast. That's a weed. A weed comes back every year and grows very fast, right? And I've got yellow flowers out there that are so beautiful that have a purple center because they breed and crossbreed those with weeds, and then with flowers to get different colors, right? And to get different, the only word I can think of right now is durability. They're durable in the colder climates and things like that, right? And weeds are pretty durable. So here in Michigan, we don't have a great big long season, although they are getting longer, planting seasons, although it doesn't help all of the seeds I bought, the hundreds of dollars I spent on those seeds, because nothing's coming up. They're all coming up. Nothing's blooming. So it's like they it's like population control on our plants. That's exactly what it's like. It's exactly like that. It's like population control on our plants. Somebody wants to control the population of the plants. Do you suppose it's Big Al? Big Ag? Do you suppose it's Big Al? Oh my gosh, Big Al? Oh. Have I been blaming the wrong person? I'm sorry. I don't know who's right and who's wrong, but I know somebody's really wrong in this. Somebody is really wrong in this. And hopefully it's coming to an end. Oh my gosh, I'm getting exhausted. That's the reason why it's hard. I mean, I can't even believe it. I had a good night's sleep, but I was wide awake yesterday. I worked late yesterday. And that's my personal story. I hope you liked it. Okay. So weeds are just flowers that we don't want. They'll flower, they'll come back, and in fact, they usually flower for a very long time. So weeds actually could be wonderful. People told you they're a nuisance. People told you your lawn isn't supposed to look like a field of dandelions. People told you that. Why? Cha-ching. But have you ever seen a field of dandelions? I remember driving in and out of the country because I grew up in the country, but we would go to the big city. We would go to the big city, GR. And I remember driving in and out and seeing the fields of dandelions and always wondering as a kid, why wouldn't somebody want a field of dandelions? Because somebody told them they're weeds. That's the reason why. Somebody said they're weeds. And that's a bad, bad thing to have. No weeds. We don't want weeds. Well, these are weeds. No weeds. We don't want any weeds. Well, a field of dandelion. We don't want any weeds. No weeds. That's a weed. A weed comes back every year and makes your life beautiful and convenient. No weeds. You need to be mowing grass. Grass needs to be all green. No weeds. Yeah, I know. I told you. I'm trying to find out what's coming up out there. I want to get to our Phonics today because it's not Science Day. That was yesterday. But a good teacher, and I will tell you, I had some good teachers growing up at St. William's School. I did have some good teachers. They kind of good. We never had science. We literally, I think the last science class I had, I think was in 3rd grade, and we had batteries. Now I want to do a little bit of a review for us. So here we are today. So we've got nouns, plurals, and irregular verbs. So that means that we're talking about verbs as well. Okay, a little bit about verbs. So we're going to see how far we get. Gabby Annette, it's Dr. Feravich to you. I told you that. Ugh, don't call me Gabby Annette. It's disrespectful. I don't care how true it is. Guess what I have? new sight words. I told you I was going to have new sight words. You didn't believe me. You thought I'd forget. I know. You don't even trust me. When there's all kinds of criminals around here telling you that these are weeds, those are the people you shouldn't trust. I'll tell you who to trust. Because I am trustworthy. So, as you see, we've got 9 pages. So here is our new sight words. So 50 sight words, right? We have 50 sight words. So 50 on each page. So 50 new sight words. So we're up to what? Well, let's count that. And we're going to count by 50s, which is a lot like counting by 5s. Watch, okay? If you don't know how. So we've got 9 pages. So we're going to do it on our fingers, all right? So we're going to do 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, 450 sight words. 450 sight words. That's awesome. And then the next we're going to have what? 100 or 10 times what? 10 times 50. 500. 10. Then we're going to have 500 sight words. And if that feels overwhelming to you because you came into class number 50, you were the one person who saw me on class number 50. If you came in on class number 50 and you're like, oh my gosh, they're up to what did I say? Oh, that would be 1,000. I said 500. Duh, that'd be 1,000. That'd be 1,000, 10 times. What did I just say? I just said we had, what did I say? All right, let's do it again. We got to do it again. 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, 450. Oh, 500. Of course. I didn't think I counted that. That's the reason why I was mixed up. Not because I can't do the math. It's because I just didn't think in my head I counted that. Oh, what's going on? I was so tired this morning. Oh my gosh. But I did get a shower in. I'm so glad I got a shower in. But I will tell you, since nobody's around, and because I know how important this is, I didn't brush my teeth yet this morning. I took a shower and I got myself ready, but I knew I was going to brush my teeth in between my classes is what I was going to do. I did that yesterday as well because I got up at 8:08 and had to run and get here. But I've said this before. It is so important that you are minimum 2 times a day, in the morning and at nighttime. Where did I just read that somebody or heard that I read it? It was in one of the books that we read. Booker T. Washington, that we're reading in our reading room. And Booker T. Washington was saying how important it is to brush our teeth. And there's a lot of times that we forget as teachers to teach you some of the basics, right? And we forget because we think everybody knows. And then all of a sudden, I hear that people don't know. In a movie, I heard a kid say, why didn't our dad ever teach us to brush our teeth? Yeah, we have to teach you to do that, and that you can't get away without doing it. And that I want to get what Booker T said, although we have to get to our phonics too. But he said something to the effect of, it's like the door to the rest of the world. I mean, that how many doors, and he didn't even use the word doors. So it's like it opens up so many things you would never know. Of course, it allows you to be smiling and friendly and happy with, and show your happiness and openness to other people so that they are welcoming back to you. All of that has everything to do with your teeth. And don't think that the dentists right now aren't, they have not advanced. The dentists haven't advanced in probably, and this is true, probably in about 50 years, at least 50 years. Dentists haven't advanced in at least 50 years. They're doing the same doggone thing. Oh yeah, they stopped putting mercury in your mouth. Oh yeah. And Sam Harris, there's still mercury. Nobody's claiming there isn't mercury in the vaccines. Not anybody is claiming there isn't mercury in those vaccines. They're saying it's reduced, so pay attention. Don't be giving false information. There's mercury in those vaccines. And now they're recommending 70 of them. So what do you suppose that mercury does? Just saying, pay attention. You're a bright man. I don't know if you're doing that because it's a softball pitch. I don't know. Those are things that we all should know. We all should know those things. And somebody as bright as you, I'm pretty sure that was a softball pitch. Which, I appreciate. I do. All right, so those are our sight words. We have got, don't forget that if you want any of the worksheets, because that's what we usually do. We do a lot of worksheets on our Phonics Day. If you want any of the worksheets, I put up my email at the very beginning of this broadcast. Dr. Dr. Feravich, F as in Frank, ERA, V as in Victor, ICH, at healthymindbodyspirit.net. Okay. I'm going to show you some of the things that we had so far. So I said a review. Those are our practice alphabet, right? So practicing the alphabet and learning the alphabet. There's a practice for 1 month. So every month for a year. Letter writing. So practice letter writing. I don't know if we have our numbers in there. Practice with our alphabet. So here you've got the letter, but also something that begins with that letter, avocado, right? So we're learning some more words there. And then we had practice writing both long and short vowels, right? So we've got words that are examples of long and short vowels. And then also you can practice your penmanship as well. All right. So these are great ways for you to begin to learn your sight words. Those are our consonants, right? And then we've got our long vowels. And we've got worksheets on our vowel sound, on sounds, and in particular vowel sounds, blends, and diphthongs, right? If you recall. So blends are consonant blends, diphthongs are blends that use a vowel. Could be a vowel in a vowel, or it could be a vowel in a consonant. So blends are consonant blends, so using two consonants together, right? And diphthongs are vowel blending with an R, murmur diphthongs, or with a vowel, with another vowel. All right. We've got all kinds of activities also for starts with. So starts with A, starts with Z, starts with Y, going backwards, starts with X, right? So words that start with, oh my gosh, how many words do they have starts with X? I don't even know what most of those are. X-ray. Oh, you're supposed to circle the ones that begin with X. That's right. Okay. Seriously? Right in the middle there, that's a jellyfish. People know what that's a jellyfish? Do they know that? Wow. Colors, right? How to spell our colors, which are on our sight words. And then we had a whole bunch of worksheets on capital letters. Capital letters are called, when we capitalize something other than in the beginning of a sentence, like a word that is supposed to be capitalized, that's called a proper noun. So when a person, place, or thing, like the Eiffel Tower, is supposed to be capitalized, the American flag, American, is supposed to be capitalized, right? When we have those that are supposed to be capitalized, those are called proper nouns. Do you remember what a noun is? Do you remember what a noun is? A noun is a person, place, or thing. A noun is a person, place, or thing. If you want practice online, I'm going to go ahead and put this up there. If you want practice online with sight words for different ages and learning those sight words online to help you spell, this is the very beginning of becoming a good reader. Go to that online spell quiz and you can go and click, and it's an interactive way that you can learn how to, well, it says there, spell like a champ, right? Okay. We did prefixes and suffixes. These are beginning sounds and ending sounds that we put at the beginning or ending of a word to change the meaning, right? Clean becomes unclean when I put the prefix un at the beginning. Clean becomes unclean. All right. So we talked about prefixes and suffixes, and we talked about nouns. And here's where I want to begin with a reminder of what nouns are. So nouns, and this right here is just a really great placemat that I got from Twinkle that not only talks about nouns, but you can see there on the bottom right-hand side, it says pronouns there as well. So if you remember from our 101 tips for grammar use, if you remember that, we said that a pronoun, it replaces a noun. So the pronoun replaces a person, a place, or a thing. A pronoun replaces a person, he, she, I. A place, there, right, over there. Or a thing, it. So a pronoun replaces a noun. So that we're not always repeating ourselves, right? Billy went to Billy's house so that Billy could pick up Billy's ball, right? No, we don't talk like that. Billy went to Billy's house so Billy could pick up Billy's ball. No, we say Billy went to his house so that he could pick up his ball, right? Right? That's how, what? So we use pronouns so we don't have to repeat Billy over and over. We know who we're talking about, right? We know who we're talking about. So we use the pronouns, right? They replace nouns. They don't have to replace proper nouns. They could replace this lotion with I'm putting it down now, right? It can replace things too. Over there. So we had oh, let's do this because we are supposed to be doing nouns. So here I have some worksheets for you to help you learn a little bit more about nouns, and in particular when we are supposed to use plurals. So let's take a look at a little bit of our lesson. I'm going to need un momento. I need to get the slides here for our lesson because I didn't open up those slides. So and if you take a look there, what you're doing is you are deciding which ones of those words are singular and which ones of those words are plural. And what I want, I thought I had this there and I don't. And what I want to do is I want to put up the lesson for you. So that's what I'm doing. It's just I thought in my haste I had the whole lesson there, and I did not. There we go. So let's learn a little bit. Now, what I wanted to do was I wanted to go back to our tips from our 101 tips for grammar use, although that's not what it's called, and I don't have the book right here. But you know the book I'm talking about, and I will get it, because I also want to get my coffee too. Tip number 12 was know your nouns. So we already talked about our nouns, and we already reviewed our nouns. So we talked about proper nouns. We had that mat of nouns. We talked about pronouns, number 13. Pronouns are noun substitutes. So we already talked about that as well. And now I want to talk about making plurals. So here are our rules for making plural words. All right, so the easiest way, and these are suffixes is what they are. We add them to the end of words and they change the meaning of the word. How do they change the meaning of the word? Well, we'll take a look at it right here, right? Most plurals are formed by adding an S to the singular form of the word, to the end of the singular form of the word. We have singular and plural as words in our sight words. So if you're not familiar with those words, they are in our sight words. Singular means one. Plural means more than one. If you want to learn how to spell them, they are in our sight words, but it's right there. Singular is right there, right? And plural is right above it, but it has an S on because we made plural, plural. We made plural, plural by adding an S, so it became plurals. Most plurals, right? So we have plurals right above singular. So there's the spelling of those two words. They are also in our sight words. So we can see can becomes cans. We simply add an S on the end. The S is a suffix. We add it to the end of the word to change the meaning of the word. And we change the meaning of can to be one can to more than one can. Do you see how the meaning of that word is changed now? Do you see how the meaning of the word can, we know when we have a can, we know we have one can. We change the meaning of the word can to cans by adding an S on the end, and we change it to mean more than one can, right? What's the next word that we have there? The next word that we have there is picture. Picture. So we add an S to picture and we change the meaning to more than one picture. Pictures. Dentist. Dentist. When we add an S on the end, we change the meaning to have more than one dentist. Let's look at the next rule for making plural words. When a singular noun, that means a noun that means one, right? These are all nouns. They're things. They're all nouns because we can't have more than one something that's not more than one run. If you know what I mean. Well, we could. All right. We can't have, well, when a verb becomes a noun, we can have more than one of them, right? When run becomes the runs in an inning, that's a noun. That becomes a noun. And then we can add an S to it. Then we can make it plural. But we make nouns plural. When a singular noun ends in CH, SH, S, SS, or X, add ES to form the plural. So church becomes churches. Wish becomes wishes. Bus becomes buses. I think I spelt that right. I don't think it has two S's in it. No, it shouldn't because it doesn't have, yeah, class becomes classes. Yes. Box becomes boxes. And the advice that the encyclopedia, because I got a lot of the grammar rules and help with these grammar rules listed just like that from our volume 2, volume library 2 from our Southwestern encyclopedias, the ones that you cannot possibly read. I don't care. That is just awful. That's awful to read. And then you have the glare of it. I don't even know who did that. Who approved that? Why wouldn't you put silver on this? We at least could see silver for our, like on the front here, right? We can at least see that. I can read that. What in the world? Oh my gosh. Anyway, sorry about that, Southwestern, because I really do use your encyclopedias all the time and love them and have used them and bought them when my kids were little. I think I bought them when my set when my son was an infant, I think. Moving on. Let me go get... No, I can't because we have 2 more minutes. Let me take a break. When we have 2 minutes, I'll be back. No, we're not taking a break. Sit still. Ants in your pants. Next, please. When a noun ends in Z, double the Z and add ES. I only picked out 2 examples there. Quiz, quizzes, buzz, buzzes. Oh, sorry, buzz already has a double Z, so that doesn't work either. Can you think of one? Another one besides quiz? Let's not waste our time. If you think of one that ends in a single Z, double that Z when you make it plural. When a noun ends in a Y, preceded, that means it comes before the Y. The Y is preceded by a consonant. When a noun ends in a Y, preceded by a consonant, the Y has a consonant that comes before it. So words that end in Y, but right before it is a consonant, right? If you don't remember our consonants, there's our consonants, right? There are all of our consonants. We took out the A, E, I, O, and U there. There are our consonants, okay? So when a noun ends in a Y, and right before that Y is a consonant, change the Y to I and add ES. Baby becomes babies, B-A-B-I-E-S. City, C-I-T-Y, T is the consonant that comes before the Y, becomes cities, C-I-T-I-E-S. Party has a T before the Y. That T is a consonant. Party, P-A-R-T-Y, becomes parties, P-A-R-T-I-E-S. And at the very first one, the B is a consonant that comes before the Y of baby, B-A-B-Y, becomes B-A-B-I-E-S. Can you think of other words that end in Y and have a consonant before it? Fly. How about that? Right? F-L-Y. The L is a consonant that comes before the Y, so flies becomes F-L-I-E-S. I bet you can think of some more, right? Let's look at the next one. Some nouns ending in an F or F-E change the F or F-E to a V and add ES. So this is a little strange, but these are all added to our sight words. So calf, C-A-L-F, becomes calves, C-A-L-V-E-S. Knife becomes knives. Leaf becomes leaves, L-E-A-F becomes L-E-A-V-E-S. And if you sounded it out, you can sound it out. Leaf, right? Leaves, you can sound it out and you can hear that F changed to a V. Thief becomes thieves. You can hear that V there. And wife becomes wives. You can hear the wife, you can hear the F, and you can hear the wives. You can hear the V as well. I'm going to take off because I am a little bit running long. I was a little bit late getting it, although I had my stuff up, my chalkboard up there. But I'm going to get my coffee and I'm going to get here on time for our Bookless classroom here in about a half an hour, less than a half an hour now, at 9:15. So join me. We will cover Presidents 14 and 15 right before Lincoln, and see what else we got to cover. So join me, 9:15. I am Dr. Annette Feravich, and I did earn my degree. You can believe that. I have earned it. I worked for this degree. Dr. Annette Feravich, but you can call me Dr. Annette if you are 10 and under, but I'm checking your ID because you're older than 10. You better call me Dr. Feravich. Dr. Annette Feravich with healthy mind, body, spirits, because you cannot have a healthy body without having a healthy mind and a healthy spirit. I'm the teacher,